Hi everyone, Fabi here, and welcome to a new video. Now, I know that for a while I didn't really applaud so much, and again, I'm sorry for this, but yeah, I think I should stop apologizing at this moment because, you know, I think you guys maybe got used to this, so I don't want to make this too long. I'll just get straight to the point, okay? I'm gonna leave this aside, but I hope you forgive me for not posting so much. I'm trying, trust me, I'm trying, but I don't know for now. Anyway, again, as I said, this is not the point. So I was watching some of my older videos again, and I kind of like, you know what? I remember that I used to do like, I did a tier list in the past. That was the Korn albums tier list. And you know what? I reminded myself that maybe I should do again some tier lists with some of my favorite artists from music, because why the hell not? And I think most of you, some of you at least, should know that I love System of a Down. Leaving this aside, I actually made the search cameo in one of my Fabi Shooter Colored Their Foreskin comics. But yeah, we're gonna leave this aside, and we're just gonna jump right to the tier list. So a little backstory. I listened to System of a Down for a lot of years now. I think it's more than 3 years or around something like that. I mean, yeah, maybe it's not a lot for some of you, but considering that I'm actually just 16 years old, it means a lot. So I got in System of a Down a few years ago, and honestly, even if I actually listened to all of their albums, the first album I listened from them was Toxicity. That was in December 2018. And the last album I listened from them was in March 2020. That album being Hypnotize. So yeah, it took me like almost 2 years to complete the discography. And yeah, I know they made 2 new songs, those being Genocidal Humanoids and Protect the Land or something. I don't even know, because honestly, I didn't try them out. I didn't listen to them. All I know is that System uploaded 2 new songs, or released 2 new songs at the end of 2020, last year. But yeah, what we have right here is System of a Down albums, because, you know, I think I actually just kind of wanted to do, I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted to do just a shorter video than most of my, than average of most of my fucking tier list, okay? I know System doesn't have a lot of albums, it just have 5, as you can see. But still, again, I don't want to make this too long, so I will just jump straight to the point. Okay, so we have the first album over here, System of a Down, self-titled. Now, before we're gonna put it at the rank, we're gonna talk about them first. So I listened to this album for the first time in May 2019. I knew a few songs prior to that moment when I first listened to it. I knew a few songs, and initially, I liked those songs a lot. I did. But honestly, at that time, I didn't really I wasn't really interested to listen to this album for some reason. And you're gonna see why this is a little bit weird. Because back then, I wasn't really interested to try this album out, and I was like, Toxicity, last album. So yeah, I didn't really try it out, and I kind of regret that. But again, in May 2019, I was like, okay, you know what, I know a few songs of it which are pretty good, so you know what, maybe I should give it a shot or something, because, System are pretty good. And, yup, I really do not regret my decision. I was actually pretty much slapped in the fucking face with how hard the first song is just, it just hit me. I mean, yeah, I know Sweet Pea, which is the first track of the album, I knew it before, but, starting from that song to the final song, which is Pluck or something. I don't fucking know. Was it Darts? I don't even know which one was it. I actually forgot. But from the beginning to the end, this album is just like a raging bull, like raging to see that goddamn red color and just swinging around like a fucking animal. And this is how this album has made me feel when I first listened to it. Like it's like a slap in your fucking face. It's like one person, like that Russian championship with the slaps. It's like one person from that championship just slapped me, fucking slammed me to the ground and kicked my ass instantly. That's how, when I listened to this album at first, legit felt. This album is awesome. It's one of the best albums I actually listened to in my whole life. It's just incredible from beginning to end. all the songs are really great. Initially I kind of like just a couple of songs, but the more I listen to it, the more and more I start to love it. Like it's one of these albums. And my favorite three songs are Sugar, which again, I listened to this song before I listened to the album. That was in early 2019. Sugar, Peephole is also really, really, really good. And Spiders. But again, all of these three songs actually are some songs I listened before when I listened to the record entirely at first. But still, I love them, and I honestly think they're still the best songs of the record. And because this is also, in my honest opinion, the best System of a Down album, I'm gonna put it in S tier. You're gonna see why do I think like this. Okay, the next album is Toxicity, which again, as I said, this was the first System album I tried out. That was in December 2018, and honestly, I liked it a lot. Prior to listening to the whole album, I listened again to three songs, those being the first three songs of the record, actually, and Chop Suey. 4 songs, excuse me. So, basically, Prison Song, Needles, Deer Dance, and Chop Suey. Again, then in December, I listened to the whole record. At first, some of the songs were kind of forgettable, but again, the more I listened to it, the more I loved it. It's kind of a thing with System of a Down, honestly, in general. And yeah, I initially loved the record like a lot from the first time, but again, I loved it even more when I listened to it. It's a really great album. Again, you people must know this album if you're familiar with metal or alternative / new metal. This is again one of the most appreciated metal albums of all time, and especially from the early 2000s, and one of the most appreciated new metal albums, if you would call it like that. And I see why. But honestly, I kind of prefer Self-Titled over it. I think it's their second favorite album. Honestly, I do think so. But yeah, it's just it's not that good as Self-Titled, but it's really great. For what it is, it's really great. And honestly, the best songs on it are let me think. Wait, actually, I said that I actually listened to 4 songs initially, but I remember that I actually listened to Aerials and Toxicity, the title track, too, before I actually listened to those 4 songs. That was in November 2018, but still, I think you get the point. But anyway, I'm gonna still put it in S tier because I think it's still a really, really great album. It just like has a very, very nice sound. It's just really great. It's really great, and you people know. I'm not saying this because Pantano said it, obviously not, because I fucking hate that asshole. But anyway, let's keep going. Then we have Still This Album, which is kind of like an album that it's pretty much, they initially called the album as, they actually called the album Toxicity 2. Or, before the album actually got leaked or something, because yeah, it actually got leaked when around 2002 or something, after like Toxicity was released. And yeah, because, the band, I think they were disappointed, like, oh man, these assholes, they did it. We're gonna be like Metallica and Napster, like how they did a few years before. They thought that they should name the album Still This Album. So yeah, now in case you didn't know the backstory, no problem. But honestly, the album was really great. It's not as good as Self-Titled and Toxicity, that's for sure. But I think it's really great. Some songs are really great. I really like my favorites. My 3 favorite songs are Ego Brain, Inner Vision. Oh my god, I almost didn't spell it right. And I really also liked, which might be a little bit of a unpopular opinion lately, at least. I really liked Streamline. It's a really great song. But I'm gonna put it at A tier because honestly, as much as I like the record, it's definitely not as good as Self-Titled and Toxicity. It's still really great though. And then we have the double albums they released both in 2005. And fun fact, I listened to these albums just today because I didn't listen to them in months. I listened to Self-Titled a few weeks ago. It was a few weeks. And I did with Toxicity. As for Still This Album, yeah, it was a few months before, but at least it wasn't like 1 fucking year ago, because I didn't listen to these 2 albums in a long, long time. But I listened to them today, and they still kicked ass. Mesmerized, which was released first. Okay, let me talk about it first. So, there's obviously, you can notice a change in their sound. This album obviously has more of a hard rock sound compared to their most heavy metal or alternative metal sound they had on both Self-Titled and Toxicity. Toxicity, oh my fucking god, I can't even talk anymore. But I mean, their melody and all that, all these things, they started at around Toxicity. They literally got softer and softer, but that's no problem. These two albums in general are still really well received. They're still, really well appreciated. But yeah, I like Mesmerize. I think it's a really great album. It's not, again, it's not as good as Self-Love and Toxicity, but I think it might be better than still this album, right? Honestly, it's I mean, when I first listened to it, again, with System was kind of a weird thing. I kind of listened to a lot of songs from all of the albums minus Toxicity back in 2018. Like, Toxicity was the only album I listened to initially, like the whole thing. But still, this album, self-titled, Mesmerize, except Hypnotize. Actually, I didn't listen to Hypnotize at all until next year. But these three albums, I listened to just a few songs of it, and they were for the most part, they were just the singles. Honestly, B.O.B. Question, and I think this song makes me feel like I'm cocaine, or what this song was called, or Revenga or Cigaro. Actually, Cigaro was better than all these. Yeah, so B.O.B., Cigaro, and Question are my favorite songs. Awesome songs. I love them a lot. And then we have their latest album to this date, which it might be forever, but again, we don't know for sure. Hypnotize, which goes at B tier. Honestly, it's not a bad album by any means. I don't think it's really bad. Like, okay, putting it at a B, it kind of hurts me, honestly. But when I re-listened to it today, I didn't feel as much as I felt with Mesmerize. Most of the time, in my honest opinion, even the songs were good, they still had their moments. For the most part, they kind of sounded alike, which I know it's pretty much a hot pick, but honestly, not a huge fan of the album, honestly. It's not like, well, like a new fan coming to me like, oh, bro, what's the best System of a Down album? Like, don't try Hypnotize. I'll be like that, honestly. Don't try to, at least not yet. Go with Self-Titled Toxicity. But again, my favorite three songs on this record are, Soldier's Side, I guess. It's really great. Actually, I kind of find it underrated. Wait, let me think. The Vixinity said that song with the banana, that song is really great. And honestly, the title track is really great as well. But yeah, again, I'm not really a huge fan of the record. I honestly not really. Like, if you're a new fan, like you're new in the band, I don't recommend you this one. I don't really recommend it to you. It's great. It has its moments, obviously, as I said. But even compared to Mesmerize, it's not that great. Well, again, guys, this was the System of a Down albums tier list. Again, I didn't do the songs because I didn't want to make it too long because I have my own reasons. I'm actually busy jacking off or something. But yeah, no, I meant working on Fast because I'm actually thinking about reviving the series because it's not like I fucking died for 4 times already. But anyway, this is not the point. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too short, but again, it's not my fault that System has barely a few albums released. But again, we might not know if they're actually going to do more in the future, considering they actually put 2 songs, I repeat, 2 songs last year. We don't know for sure, but again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check my other tier list and other, videos. And I will see you another time. So, goodbye, and take care.